Hello, and welcome to CEO Diaries. I am Lauren Dallas, I'm CEO of Future Females, and I am your host for this session. Today, we're going to be talking about how to manage compliments and complaints from your customer, which is firstly very close to my heart, and secondly, exactly where we're at in terms of our journey of Future Females. So I'm excited to be hosting this. As you join, please do let me know where you're joining from. We are now live on Facebook group, on LinkedIn, and also on YouTube. So welcome everyone. The point of CEO Diaries is really to take you behind the scenes of Future Females and specifically of the launch that we're currently in. So a lot of you do know we spent last year building our new tech platform. And since the start of January, since the 9th, so we're 3 weeks in, we have been accepting our very first members, our founding members, and now our very first customers. So that's where we're at. And I'm sure I can see some people are on with me now. Let me know if you have joined the platform or not, just so I can get a feel for where you're at. What you'll see on social media and through email and through WhatsApp and through all of the channels that we're contacting and connecting with our customers on is, of course, our marketing speak, right? We're talking about the benefits of joining, the features, all of the exciting goodies and courses that we've been developing over the last year that are available for you. CEO Diaries is intended to take you behind the gloss. And what I do in this session, and today it's me, often I'm joined by one of my team members or someone else from our community. We're taking you behind the scenes in terms of what are the decisions that we're making? What are the strategies that are working for us? What are the things we've tried that have just not worked at all? And the intention is really to give you the value that you need so that your launches are more successful and so that if you are launching, perhaps you can avoid some of the problems or barriers that we've come across, or at least prepare to mitigate against them. So that is the intention of this session. And today, as you know, the topic is how to manage compliments and complaints from your customers. So before I get into that, I just want to share with you the prize. Every CEO Diary session, which is weekly at this time, same place, we give away a prize. And the only thing you need to do to win, and we announce the winner in about half an hour at the end of this session, is interact with me. So share your experiences, ask your questions. We are a community, and one of our values is give first, meaning we give to each other because we know we'll all benefit with no expectation of receiving back. So please do share as I am as we go along so we can all learn together. Okay, perfect. So the prize, the prize is it's a free access to our Level Up Launch Library. If you don't know what this is, it is, of course, all about launching. It is one of our most successful courses, and it's essentially a bundle of information that helps you launch on Instagram with partners through LinkedIn. It gives you the launch strategy as well that we use at Future Females, as well as our own launch Trello board. So Trello, some of you probably are familiar with, is a project management tool. We give you our Trello as a template. So the exact step-by-step through every phase of a launch, from pre-launch and planning, design, the pre-launch hype period, launch, and then post-launch, which is actually what we're spending time discussing today, is all covered in this board and in this training. So that's the prize, and I'm going to award it back in about half an hour to whoever is interacting with me most in this session. Cool. Alrighty. So I want to get into this topic and just to frame up where we're at, right? Managing compliments and complaints. So as I said, since the 9th of January, we've been accepting our very first early access members into the Future Females platform. We haven't done our big launch. We haven't done our what we call doors open, shouting loudly on social media and to our whole community. What we've been doing is privately inviting people from our waitlist. The theory of this is that we want just a handful, our very first founding members, who are going to test the platform, give us their feedback, and essentially be the people who we're going to co-create this vision and this platform with over the course of our lifetime, I guess. So that's why we've been doing it privately. We will be doing a big launch, a big doors open, building that hype, getting the press on board, influencers across all of our channels. We just haven't gotten there yet. Sorry, that's my dog. So we've been privately inviting people. And one of the really important things at this stage is for us to get actionable feedback, right? We want to know what is it that's working for you, what isn't, and essentially build with our customer. This is a mistake that we see so often when we're training the women in our community, and that is not building with someone in your actual target audience. Right? Of course, we get feedback. We share our idea. I mean, I hope we're all sharing our ideas and we get feedback, but so often it's not from our exact target audience. It might be from our partner, from our investors, from, people around the barbecue on the weekend. What we really need, though, to action it in a valuable way is feedback from the right target audience. And even more importantly, from people who are paying for your goods and service. It's easy to be happy if you're getting everything free. But the most important feedback is that feedback that you get as soon as someone is actually exchanging value for your value, i.e. paying for it. So that's the point that we're at. So how do you get this feedback from the right people? Firstly, if you are pre-launch, and maybe actually let me know where you guys are at. If you are thinking of launching a new business, maybe you're launching your same product and service this year, or maybe you are kind of in an operational business, let me know where you're at. Regardless, it is important to open a two-way line of communication. So if you are pre-launch, something that's very valuable to do is to do a survey, right? And we did this. We did a survey of our existing community through our email list, through our Facebook group, through Instagram, and we got feedback. But none of those people were paying, right? So that helped us with the design stage. But now we have people inside our platform using it every day of the right target audience, understanding what's working for them and what's not. We are doing two key things. Number one, we're using email as a source of feedback. So this is really easy, right? When someone joins, we give them their onboarding email. This is what you would expect. Here's your login information. Here's how you can get in. Here are the key steps you should take to get the most value, i.e. go and complete your profile, register for an event, join us in one of the courses. Then we send a second email on day 2 after they join the database. And this is just an email from me, very personal, basically saying, we've just launched this. We'd love your feedback. At any stage, if there's feedback, positive or negative, just hit reply. Super simple to set up. Perhaps some of you have received that email. But what it's allowed us to do is get really quick, actionable feedback. So every single day I'm reviewing. So we do have someone managing our emails. Maybe you're managing your own, and that's cool. We have someone managing ours. And so what she does is maintain an email feedback Google Sheet. So anytime she's getting feedback, whether it's positive, negative, or a question that someone can't find their own answer to, she's putting it inside the spreadsheet for me, and I'm reviewing it every day with our product team. The second thing that we're doing is using a tool called Hotjar. If you guys haven't used Hotjar before, it is awesome. If you have any sort of website or are building anything digital, then Hotjar I would highly, highly recommend it. What Hotjar does, it has many features, but we're using 2 things in particular. It pops up a little feedback. If you guys are in the platform, you'll see this. It has a little feedback token that you can see on the left side of the screen on every single page. So regardless of whether you have signed up or not, or on payment or course or lesson, or RSVPing to an event like this one, the Hotjar little feedback token is there. So anytime someone runs into a bug or has an improvement suggestion, all they have to do is hit the little Hotjar feedback icon, and it pops out this basically module, and it has smiley faces. And immediately someone can tell us, are they enjoying the experience or are they not enjoying it? And once they select that, a little box appears where they can write a couple of sentences about what it is. On the back end, what Hotjar then does is give us this feedback, of course, so we know whether people are enjoying it or not. It gives us their verbatim, but it also gives us a screenshot. So whatever page they're on, whatever step of the process they're at when they give us this feedback, we can actually see it. So we can see the bug exactly as it is. So for anyone building anything digital, I can see Hafsat saying, watching from Nigeria, I'm still on the wait list. Well, you should have your invitation, Hafsat. We sent invites to the rest of the wait list this week. If you do not have it, please send me a DM and I'll send it right back to you. Nintendo still in ideation phase. Perfect. Then it is the perfect time to understand these tools so you can implement it right from the start. So that's what Hotjar does. That's one of the features. The second thing that Hotjar does that is amazing is give you a scroll and click map of how people are interacting with your website. This is valuable even if you don't have a tech platform. If you are literally just having an information-based website or a landing page, you put Hotjar on it and it gives you a view of, firstly, a scroll map, which is literally a heat map showing you how far down the page are people actually scrolling and where are they stopping. So it gives you an idea of which content is really valuable on your page, and therefore you can move it up or move it down. And also, where are people trying to click? They give you a click map. So if people are trying to click on, let's say, your pricing, but it's not clickable out to your actual payment page because you've got a button further down, it will show you that. So it gives you really actionable user experience feedback. So you can keep improving, firstly, the experience for your customers, but secondly, if it is your website, you can improve your conversion. And that's the goal, right? To make your web experience as seamless as possible. The best web experiences are the ones that people don't even know they're going through. You know, you're on Facebook and you click an ad and you've put your email address into a landing page and you don't even know like the steps that you took to get there. That is exactly what we're aiming for. We're aiming for that experience to be as seamless, as intuitive, as almost mindless as possible so that you can connect with your customers. And so that the connection is not a friction-based technical connection. The connection is more based on your copy, your visuals, the emotion that people are getting through interacting with you. And the emotion is ideally not frustration. The emotion is excitement that they're connecting with you and your business. Okay, cool. So let me know if there are any questions as I go through. They're the two main feedback sources that we're using. So we spoke about just email and mapping your feedback in there. And secondly, using a tool like Hotjar. What do you actually do then once you've got the feedback? The first thing that I've learned through many businesses, but also in this one, and that we've implemented as a team, is not every piece of feedback needs to be actioned at an individual level, right? Let's say you get a complaint or an improvement idea. For us, I was just looking yesterday at a couple of feedback points. And one was like, maybe we should be able to double time our lessons. Actually, we can do that, but let's just say we can't. You don't necessarily have to do everything that one customer gives you feedback on. What you ideally do and what we do is look at the themes that come through that feedback over a time period. So not every day, although we look for issues, we look at the themes that are coming through over a week and over a month. And if the same thing is coming up over and over, then it's something that we put into our product log and we start actioning. Obviously, everyone is unique and everyone has their own ideas of how something could work and should work. So it's amazing to get those ideas, but what works for someone might work worse for someone else, right? So you want to wait until something is a recurring theme and then put it into your action plan. Or at least that's how we are taking the feedback at this stage. So once something's come up, say 2-3 times, for example, in our discussion groups in the platform, which are amazing and a space where all of our members can connect to each other, introduce themselves, ask for help if they need it, support each other with that help. In those discussion groups, if you hit enter, it posts for you. And this is cool because it's easy to post. But the problem we found is that it's not the same experience as on some really common platforms, like on Facebook, right? You can hit enter and you're still posting into your same caption. So a lot of people were posting half posts and then writing the rest of it in their comments and then another comment, even, and myself included, also found this issue. So this came up in more than 50% of people that used the discussion guide. So at that point, we were like, okay, let's actually invest the time and money it takes to fixing the issue. You get it? We're basically just looking for themes and for validation of issues before we just start correcting. Okay, cool. So that's how we're dealing with complaints. The other thing is to what we call close the loop. And this is literally just going back to the people who are having the issues and telling them that we've actioned it. It's so easy to say, like, we want your feedback, but people often feel like I'm giving feedback and it's not being actioned, particularly if it's actually not being actioned, right? It's one of the things that's coming up that's not a recurring theme. So we always try to make a point to go back to the people who have really spent time documenting, giving you that feedback, and just saying, like, thank you, we've received it, we're acting on it, this has been valuable for this. This is particularly one of the things we're doing at Future Females with our founding members. I mentioned this before. Our founding members are literally the people who joined in the first 2 weeks, who are committed not only as participants of the platform and building their own business, but committed to sharing thoughts and insights and feedback to help us guide the future direction of Future Females. So for us, it's all about keeping them updated. We've actioned this. Thanks for this point. Cool. So that's the complaints side. What about compliments? And I'm sure, and I can see people are sharing. Nontanda, you said you're in the ideation phase, so amazing. Once you've launched, you will, of course, have people who are giving you positive feedback on your product, your service, your course, whatever it is that you're launching. And that is amazing and great validation and good motivation. Like, let's be honest, right? We all love that recognition. And it's good as well if you do have a team that you can share that with. But what else can you do with it? One of the things that we do, and we've created a process for, is taking any feedback that's positive, whether it is a success story or a testimonial. And the difference for us, a success story is based on an outcome. For example, one of our members, since joining Future Females, she grew her revenue by 940% last year. Insane. And she gave me this feedback in December. So that's a success story, right? That's based on the outcome. We help women grow their businesses and start their businesses. Testimonial is more like what we're loving. We're loving that course. When I attended that event, it changed the game for me. Both are super valuable. And what I recommend is documenting it all, firstly, and then secondly, putting it into a shareable format, ideally shareable on your key social media channel. For us, that's Instagram. So once a week, we share these feedback points. Typically, it's a Wednesday, so you'll probably see it on our Instagram stories today. And then we save it to a highlight reel. The good thing about this is that your customers selling your business for you is always going to be more valuable than you selling it for yourself. Of course, you think your product and service is good. I think mine is. And me talking about what the value I'm getting from it, the benefits, the features, showing you inside the platform, all of that is useful for your marketing. But digital word of mouth, being reshared compliments and feedback, is far more powerful. Because someone else who's in the same peer group or the same target audience as another potential customer, they're going to trust that so much more than if it's coming from you as the founder, as the owner. So see how you can amplify the compliments that you're getting. even if the compliment is, let's say it's by email and it's not in a verbatim way that you can use it, or maybe it's even verbal. For us, we host a lot of physical events, so we meet our members and we get feedback like that in real time, which is amazing and feels good, but let's document it. So then what we do is we'll literally write it up. We'll send a written testimonial back to the person who spoke it to us or who shared it in another way, and we'll say, can you just approve this? Does this sound like what you were saying to me? Write back approved, and then we share it. That's also good because then if anyone ever questions where did your success story come from, you have that like snail trail evidence as well, which is useful. Cool, Nintendo, I can see word of mouth is the best referral tool. It builds more trust. Absolutely. Cool. So that's how we're handling our complaints and compliments. Please let me know if you have any questions. Just pop them into the chat. Otherwise, I've got a couple more things to share, and then I'm going to award the prize. So a quick reminder, in these sessions, we always give a prize to one of the people who tunes in. And the prize today is a free membership to our Level Up Launch Library, which is our ultimate launch training. As I said at the start, it helps you do your launch strategy, your launch planning, bring partners on board, and then literally gives you the step-by-step to do your launch and execute it across social media and your other marketing channels as well. So I'm very excited to award this in a minute. Cool. So before I do, we have touched on the two-way feedback that we've been getting and on using a tool like Hotjar. The other thing that is obviously very important is understanding your quantitative data and using that as a source of feedback. So we've touched on qualitative, like literally people giving you written feedback. The second thing is of course, the actual data that you can capture, being usage data, revenue data, cancellations. For us, our platform is a membership. So we get retention data as soon as anyone joins or as soon as anyone cancels. And at the moment, we're offering a free trial as well. So we're getting even quicker data from people joining and canceling or not canceling during the trial period. So make sure that you're looking at this. We look at this every single day. The tool that we use for our data is Google Analytics. It is free. It is available for everyone. It is very simple to install on your website, on your digital landing pages, whatever your presence looks like. And it gives you all of the information you need in terms of what pages are being visited, how long people are spending on different pages, where people are bouncing, i.e. just dropping off and closing the browser. And of course, when you analyze this, it helps you understand where is the real value for people. What are they getting stuck on? What are they not getting stuck on? And importantly, it gives you your conversion data. So we can see from our ads, from our organic, and you'll be able to do the same from referrers even, who is coming to the site, what sources are converting through the payment flow, and which ones aren't. And also for our payment flow, how many people that come to the site are actually signing up? Or how many are signing up and then not paying? For us, that's the stages that we go through. For you, it might look different. It's really, really important to assess this. And then as you make different changes to understand if they're improving or not, or taking away from the experience. And we typically do this through A/B testing. What that is literally having two different experiences that someone can go through and measuring the outcome of both. I'll give you an example. On our payment page, at the moment it says join with 7-day free trial, then less than $1 a month. We have a B experience that says almost the same thing, join with a 7-day free trial, then only $27.99 per month. So we're testing both of these. Everything else on the page is exactly the same. We're just testing a slightly different heading. We'll run this test for about a week so that we get enough traffic, enough signups to give us accurate enough data to understand which of those headings is more compelling based on the data showing us who's actually signing up from which page. So if you are using a WordPress or any sort of landing page tool, A/B testing functionality is available for you. It is not hard to implement. If you are using your own site, you can even use a tool called Optimizely. I should pop that into the chat now for you guys. Optimizely allows you to change on the front end anything on your website quickly, and it literally is built to measure your A/B tests and to give you the data so you can make an informed decision. After about a week, you award one of those as the winner experience, and then you set up another A/B test. So everything is aimed at incremental optimization, hence Optimizely, the name. So that's the first type of data. The second is then assuming you have a product like ours where people can cancel, right? Or they can, if let's say you have a physical product, what refunds are you getting instead of cancellations? That is super important. And often we overlook it because we don't want to think of people canceling, right? It doesn't feel good. But the best question is why? So if someone does want to cancel their membership with us, they go and cancel it and they immediately get sent a survey that says, how was your experience? Why did you cancel? What could we have done differently? And that is the information that we take to, again, put back into our product roadmap and rebuild. And then as soon as we've addressed it, we go back to that person. And we're like, hey, we know you canceled because this wasn't available, but now it is. Would you like to rejoin? And here's an offer. So again, closing that loop on the, I guess that is quantitative and qualitative data side as well. I was saying that we look at this every single day, and we do. And I say we because I have a team, but even if it's just you, I would encourage you to build a tracker. We have a daily and then a weekly tracker that looks at different data points. And literally, I just plug this in every day with our everything from how many followers have we grown on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, which gives us kind of our brand awareness. How many leads have we gained, email leads for us or WhatsApp leads through our different lead magnets, being free things that we give away. And then how many people are coming to the site, how many are signing up, how many are engaging daily. So we look at that and what it gives you over time, even if you're like, there's nothing to really action every day, and that's fine. What it gives you and what it gives me is the theme, right? I can see, is it trending upwards or trending downwards as I'm doing different things? Even on your Instagram follower growth, right? If you look every day, then it's easy to map it back to which type of content is driving that growth for you and what's not. And then to make really quick decisions. About a couple of weeks ago, we had a week where we lost Instagram followers, which is rare for us. You know, we normally, Instagram is our highest growth channel. And yes, I'll get to that in a second. Let me know if you have any questions. What was I saying about Instagram growth? Yeah. And then we turned it around. We were able to turn it around in 3 days. And then in the last week, we've grown 600 followers again because we are on top of our data every single day. So highly, highly encourage tracking. For those of you who are members of the platform, today at midday, I'm running a workshop on action planning, and we will get a little bit more into that data. How do you break down your goals into actions? But then importantly, how do you track your progress against those actions and the outcomes so you can quickly pivot where you need to? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up shortly, but let me answer your question. Are we discussing the membership plans that you got a mail about this morning? Yay, I'm glad that you got your mail. If you are on the wait list, then you should have received a private invitation from me, from my team, inviting you to join us as a member of Future Females. As I said earlier, we haven't yet done our doors open. So this platform is not open to everyone. It is only open to those of you who joined the wait list and have been waiting very patiently while we put the finishing touches on the platform. So yes, I'm glad that you got your email. And if you just click through and sign up, then you will be able to join us inside the platform. As I said, today we have a workshop on action planning. So if you'd like to join me in that, then just make sure you join the platform before midday and you'll see the event and you'll be able to click through on Zoom and join me in that session. You'll also see it in your onboarding email. We're also launching a new course today. On the 1st of every month, we announce a new course, and today is our WhatsApp for Business marketing course with Megs Hollis. Megs has helped over 300,000 founders implement WhatsApp for Business for their business. So we use it. We literally have implemented Meg's strategy that she's teaching you. So you'll see all of that inside the platform as soon as you join. You'll now get access to 6 courses right away and to all of the events that are online and offline completely free. Hope that answered it for you. Let me know if you do have any other questions. Marie, what caused the drop in Instagram followers? That is a good question. So our hypothesis around this is it was actually a combination of a few things, but typically what we see works worst for new followers is heavily branded posts or posts that are too much about us. What gets us the most followers is 2 things. One is inspiration-based quote posts, and the second is education-based carousels. So we hadn't been doing as many of those because we've been focused on platform updates and even on reposting reels from other channels, which has historically worked really well for us. Who doesn't love a reshared reel? But yeah, it seems like reels have really dropped. I'm not sure if you guys have been seeing it, but on my personal brand and also on the Future Females Instagram, we've seen that decline in views, whereas our carousels and our quotes are still performing well. So we just adjusted our mix. Now we do more of those and slightly less of the reposted reels. And it's growing again and back on track. Cool. The other thing that we've done is we were not boosting posts since December. And what's interesting is many of the fastest growing accounts, if you go to Meta Ads Library, where you can see the ads they're running behind the scenes, they're boosting their best performing content. There's so much content now, and when you post, it's only going to your existing followers unless you use hashtags and people are following those hashtags. And who wants to count on that? So most people are now also boosting their best content. What we look for when we boost is we track how many followers was that post on before we boosted, how much did we boost it, and then every day we look at how many new followers we've gained. So we can literally see the price per new follower. And what we aim for is under 3 Rand, which is under, what would that be? That would be like around 20 cents per new follower. And then we know that's a good performing piece of content for growth. And then we'll double down on the boosting. Cool. Okay. Great. I think I'm going to leave it there then. Unless anyone has other questions, please do pop them into the chat. Karen saying the platform is amazing. Yay, I'm so glad that you love it. Please do jump in there in about an hour. Our new course will be live and available for you. And it's a really good one. And I hope to see you in the action planning workshop later today. So the last thing that I need to do in this session is just award our prize winner. So this is someone who's been interacting or sharing experiences or comments through this session. And the prize is, of course, a membership to our Level Up Launch Library training program. And so I am going to award this to, let me pop this up, to Umpo. Yay! Well done. Thank you so much for interacting with me. It makes this so much more fun for me when there are other people on the other side of the screen. So please DM us. You can send it on LinkedIn. That's fine. Your email address or on Instagram, and we'll send over your access to that program as soon as possible. And I hope to see you inside the platform. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for joining. I love this session so much. This is a weekly session, so I will be back with you next week, same time, same places, whichever channel you're joining me from. So I look forward to connecting with you all then. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye.